all the whole Remy and Pap situation. None of it was true.
I don't have nothing to do with that.
Although this man seems to be desperately asking for a divorce, why is Remy Ma so hesitant to let him go? Could it be that she's keeping him trapped in some way? With everyone watching, it's not just about love anymore, and it's hard to make it look fresh. There are rumors suggesting that Pap might be fighting for alimony payments. While she was behind bars, this man stood by her side, defended her reputation, and supported her like a true partner. Now that the prominent figure has moved on with two younger women, Remy is out here getting close to him and securing her own financial future. Yet Remy still won't let Pap go. Who would be willing to give up on it, right? It's all pretty unpredictable. Claressa, despite not performing, has been showing her affection for Pap in the sweetest yet most intimate ways. Just recently, she shared a birthday message on Instagram that caught everyone's attention. "Happy birthday, King Pap. I truly appreciate your wisdom, humor, music, and life." That was lovely, but we can't ignore that Claressa is one of a kind. Even though it may bring pain, she's sending both literal and symbolic birthday punches. I pray that God blesses you with many more years and quicker hands, as today is the day you get all your birthday punches. Pap has been asking for the divorce, so it's not like he hasn't tried. But Remy always finds a way to stir up drama before simply finalizing it, even though we've had our fair share of talks. Don't mistake this for just chatter. There's proof to back it up. Do you remember how Pap felt cornered when Remy exposed the messages he and Claressa had been sending? It was like the tension in a pot of boiling tea when it came to their communication. It was clear that Claressa was frustrated because Pap hadn't even told her when he got home. She directly pointed out, "You're the one who's married," and he felt defensive. The mess, the reality, it shouldn't be a big deal for him to let her know he made it home safely, especially if he can't even stay on the phone with her or be with her in person. Claressa wasn't playing around when she said, "Sis just wants her man to be safe, and honestly, that's not too much to ask." But Remy stepped in to clear things up. She even claimed she had recordings of Pap abusing her, and said he threatened to call the police on her. Although Pap denied these accusations, he did admit, truthfully, that Remy is just, even though he's sorry. But remember, this story isn't one-sided. At Christmas 2023, Easy, the block captain, poked fun at Remy by pretending her marriage wasn't solid. She almost publicly admitted her feelings for him during their rap battle, as we all know. So why are you still holding on to Pap when you're clearly in love with someone else? Someone needs to explain this, but hold on, if you thought it was a mess. On Valentine's Day, Claressa and Pap didn't hold back from showcasing their relationship goals, giving everyone small glimpses into their loving life. When Hawaii Fest kicked off, even Pap was out there soaking up the sun and enjoying the vibe. Who was behind all the drama and romance? Honestly, this feels like a soap opera. Even while on his romantic getaway, Pap couldn't resist keeping everyone updated on what was going down. As you know, he's always immersed in his business. He shared the experience on Threads, which was great, and featured many high-profile figures. We set records and made history this year. So while Claressa was out there protecting hearts, Mr. Pap was busy with business. She posted an adorable video of herself and her partner at the beach, where they even tried singing together. It was a bit cheesy, but their affection was real. But wait, things are about to get serious. There's word that Pap had been planning this romantic getaway for a while. The catch? He wanted to make a formal announcement about taking the vacation. To fully enjoy the trip, he was reportedly planning to file for divorce from Remy before heading out. He even proposed to Claressa on Valentine's Day. Now here's where it gets complicated. Picture this: Hawaii, with the waves crashing and the sunset lighting up the sky, creating the perfect romantic backdrop. But guess who had to mess up this dream plan? Yep, Remy Ma. Since her relationship with her new partner, Easy the Block Captain, wasn't going well, she's been stalling the divorce, playing games, and keeping Pap from moving on. And let's not forget, when Claressa stepped into the ring for her boxing match, Pap's support was more than just a few words of encouragement. It was a whole new level of love and passion. To be honest, Remy must have felt some kind of way seeing Pap and Claressa receive the same love and support she once did. But let's be real, could there be more going on here, or is this just her resentment toward her ex? Another woman in her position must be feeling the pain, and I can understand that. There are whispers suggesting that Remy's hesitant to sign the divorce papers, and it seems to go beyond just personal animosity. Love might not be as important as money in this case. The rumor mill says that Remy knows Pap is after that alimony check, and it's not just a messy situation, it's a complicated one. It looks like she's not eager to give up that money. When one spouse earns significantly more after a divorce, the lower-earning spouse usually receives spousal support or alimony. We can't just sit here and pretend that Pap wasn't the one holding everything together all these years. When determining alimony, judges look at various factors, including the length of the marriage, income disparities, and each partner's contributions. Remy and Pap started dating back in 2004 and were together for over 11 years, more than a decade of shared history. They officially divorced in 2023, but they had been married in 2008. If that isn't commitment, I don't know what is. What's even more striking is that they tied the knot over the phone in 2008 while Remy was incarcerated. In 2014, she was released, and here's the twist. Back in 2008, he was the one who got locked up. Despite all that, they're still going strong. They had a daughter in 2018 and even celebrated their love with a beautiful televised wedding in 2015. Now let's get real about who deserves support. Pap isn't wrong. He stood by her through some of Remy's toughest times, but now things are getting tricky. So let's talk about money. After all those years of love, commitment, and loyalty, it seems like Pap might finally be getting what he's owed. There might be a reason why Remy is hesitant, and if that's the case, it makes sense. When Remy looks at those divorce papers, she knows that Pap is probably entitled to alimony, especially since her net worth is an estimated $4 million, significantly higher than Pap's. Remy earns a significant portion of her income from her clothing line, reality TV, appearances, and record sales. Let's not forget her 2006 debut album, which was based on a true story and received critical acclaim. We can't downplay her achievements. Remy is a 4-time nominee and the only winner in the BET Awards Best Female Hip-Hop Artist category. She's built a solid reputation, even if she isn't as widely recognized as some of her peers. That doesn't change the facts. While Remy does have wealth, the real question is whether she's willing to part with it. Because if Pap gets his way, she may not have much choice. But let's be real. She was still active in the music industry during her time behind bars, releasing mixtapes. Who do you think was pushing those and making sure they were profitable? It was Pap, working hard to keep the money flowing and ensuring her music stayed relevant when she couldn't maintain her reputation on her own. It was a combination of work and love. And there's no doubt that Remy made significant money from her position. They didn't waste any time when they were finally able to reconnect in 2014. Let's not pretend that Pap didn't play a major role alongside Remy. He helped secure those TV deals too. When Remy launched her clothing line in 2018, she snagged yet another lucrative opportunity. But guess who was right there, making sure those TV deals were made? In the story of their love, their struggles, their family issues, and more, Pap was crucial. He was more than just a supporting figure. While we talk about Pap's role behind the scenes in building her brand, we also have to acknowledge how Remy grew her business. Let's face it, legacy, not just love, was what drove his actions. He was promoting her career and holding her world together. This is where things start to get really interesting. Pap was also working hard to promote the clothing line. He was out there wearing the pieces at events, making sure people noticed the brand, and drawing attention to it in a way that other companies would have had to pay influencers big money to achieve. The efforts only grew stronger. While Remy was incarcerated, her then teenage son, Jason Scott, needed someone to stand up for him, and Pap stepped up. Rather than just checking in, he took on the role of a father figure when Remy couldn't be there. This went beyond just love. He took on that responsibility without a second thought. But after Remy is released from prison, everything begins to fall apart. In 2021, following a tragic event in Queens, New York, her son Jason was arrested and faced serious charges. He was accused of first-degree murder, among other offenses. While Remy was incarcerated, Pap was taking care of the household, looking after her child, organizing things, and doing everything he could to keep life on track. The divorce is unavoidable. As the story progresses, one thing becomes clear. Claressa may be hesitant because she's not the type to sit back when things don't go her way. And this relationship between her and Pap is anything but casual. Remy knows that Pap has a strong case for alimony. But what about Claressa? Remy is playing her cards carefully by delaying Clarissa's entire wedding plan and creating drama. Since Pap is still legally married to Remy, Claressa can't pursue a relationship with him, no matter how strong her feelings are. But the drama finally ends when Remy lets him go. Imagine being ready to start a new chapter with someone, but there's a huge obstacle that won't go away. Remy only makes things worse by constantly hanging around and stirring up drama whenever she gets the chance. But let's be real. Any woman in Claressa's shoes would be furious. She's now stuck in the middle of his drama with his ex, and it's messy, frustrating, and draining. You have to wonder how long Claressa will tolerate it before demanding real answers and action, because nobody's going to sit around forever waiting for someone else's mess to clear up. That brings me to a few questions for you all. Is Remy holding on to Pap because she still loves him, or is she just trying to secure the alimony money she knows is coming? Will Claressa get fed up and leave, or will she stick it out through all this chaos? And finally, how much longer should Pap wait for Remy to come around? He needs to let go. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on your notifications so you never miss out on the latest tea. Check out this incredibly messy video. You definitely don't want to miss what happens next.